Alright, is everything ready? I think it is. That's silent, that's silent, that's silent. Everything seems to be playing, everything seems to be organized. And so long as I don't come down with food poisoning in the middle of this stream, everything should be good. So, let's go ahead and get this started. Hello! Shadowcat back, and we are maybe finishing up the summons for our tabletop module today. And I say maybe because we're on the last three that come with Final Fantasy Tactics. But that does not mean that there are not more that we could not do. I think I might have made or started a list of them last time of possible summons that we could add, but we haven't really done anything with that yet. I need to make a poll and see if we need to make more. Then again, the last poll I did didn't get any answers on it, so I don't even know if that's worth my time. We can try it anyway. As a matter of fact, I could probably do that right now. Can I do that right now? I could probably do that right now. Let's go here, and we're going to go to the YouTubes, and we'll go to this one, and we're going to create a post, and we'll do this. And bring this over where I can actually read it. I'm going to say, we did all the espers from Final Fantasy Tactics on the Sunday stream, but there are still more summons we could add. Should we add more summons to our tabletop module? And then we'll go ahead and we will include a text poll. And we'll say, no, the espers we have are fine, or yes, more summons. Comment below which summons to add. And so I'll go ahead and do that. We'll post that up there. It's not going to be in the chat. It's going to be an actual post on the channel. But there it is. So before I forget about that again, there we go. And now we can get into the actual bread and butter of what we're doing today. So today is going to be kind of a big day, because we've got big summons. Today we are doing Cyclops, who, despite the size, is actually, he's actually kind of different. We're going to do Bahamut because, of course, we have to have Bahamut, and then we're going to do Zodiark. Now, interestingly, Cyclops only actually appears in one Final Fantasy game, and that's Tactics. And Zodiark only appears in 2 games, and both of them are Tactics. Specifically, both of them are from Ivalice. So you get Zodiark in Final Fantasy Tactics, and Zodiark also shows up in Final Fantasy XII. And since Final Fantasy XII is a sequel to Tactics taking place in the same setting, again, it's only from that one setting. So they're going to be kind of unique. But that's also not really unique to Tactics. When I think of other Final Fantasies and the summons that are specific to them, I never played 6, so I can't speak to that one. But in 7, Knights of the Round comes to mind, which was unique to them. Most of the others were there, But yeah, Knights of the Round was definitely special. Final Fantasy VIII had a lot. So Final Fantasy VIII had the Tonberry King, who never showed up anywhere else as far as I know. It also had Doom Train, it had the Brothers, it had Eden, which was the biggest summon. But Eden never showed up anywhere. However, I will say that Eden and Zodiark are very similar. Final Fantasy IX had Ark. And Ark was just really weird. Ark was a starship that like transformed into a robot and then blew everything up. It didn't even fit in the setting of Final Fantasy IX. I don't know where they thought that up. But it is my favorite summon there, so we're going to leave that be. 10 had several. It had Valifor, the first one you get. Again, never shown up anywhere else before. Technically speaking, Ixion was new and unique. To say nothing of Anima, Yojimbo, the Mega Sisters. I mean, they were all unique. So having unique summons to a Final Fantasy game, not really exclusive to Tactics. It's just kind of bizarre that we have two of them that are exclusive today. And I see that Blizz is in the chat. Hello, Blizz. Good to have you here. So, let's go ahead and pull up our browser and our spreadsheet. And we're going to get started on this. So, as we said, we're going to start with Cyclops. His thing is climactic fear. And that is going to induce panic in just everybody around him. So he's going to be kind of like an offensive status summon, I think. But more importantly, I think we want to try and build him like an actual Cyclops. And we should be able to get one of those in Pathfinder. So before we start filling everything in, why don't we take a look at the bestiary and see what we're working with. So we're going to go to C, CY, Cyclops, right there. Alright, so here is a Cyclops. A single huge eye stares out from the forehead of this 9-foot-tall giant. 9 feet? Really? That's not giant. He barely qualifies as large. Okay, can we do better than this? How about a great Cyclops? This misshapen but incredibly muscular humanoid has a single huge bloodshot eye set under a jagged horn on its brow. Now that's what I'm talking about. So if we come over here and we take a look at the Cyclops, this is what we got to work with. This is literally the only image of Cyclops that exists in Final Fantasy. Because he only exists in this game. And he do have horns. Now, he's got 2 horns, not 1. But I mean, there you go. And actually, I take it back. That's not true. This is the only summoning Cyclops there is in Final Fantasy. There are other Cyclopses. There's enemies from FF3, from 13, from XIV is 14, from Justice Monsters 5, whatever that is, Final Fantasy Mystic Quest. So yeah, this is the only one that's a summon, though. So, great one that's got the the jagged horn on its brow. So that's the great Cyclops. What about the mighty? Single huge eye stares out from the forehead of this 12-foot-tall giant above this soul orb. A curved horn grows from the creature's massive brow. 2 shaggy ox-like legs that end in huge black hooves support its heavy frame. This one's just large, though. That's a CR10. So that's a CR12. We're going to go with this one. Alright, so this thing is chaotic evil. It is huge. It's wonderful. I love it. Let's get building. So, Cyclops. Not the X-Men version. This one doesn't shoot I-beams. I think. It's going to be chaotic evil. Size is going to be huge. And because it is huge, I believe it's a -2 + 2. Huge, tall. Yep, -2 + 2. -2 + 2. Initiative we'll get to later on. Senses we'll get to later on. Aura, maybe. It may have a fearful aura, I don't know. But why don't we go down and take a look at stats first. So we take a look at our great Cyclops. What do the stats look like on him? Highest is obviously going to be strength, and then constitution, and then wisdom, oddly enough. Not by much, but it's there. So we're going to go 16, not 46. 16, 14, and then for wisdom, 14. And I put this in the wrong place. Alright, then dexterity, charisma, and intelligence. So we're going to go 12, 11, and 10. But this is before we add on the size improvements. So we come over here, base classes, we're going to pull up the Eidolon again. So there's the Eidolon, here's the page. And we need large. There we go. Alright. So, just like every time before, and I should probably have this memorized, but I don't yet, it's going to get a +16 bonus to strength. That's going to make that 32. It's going to get a +8 to constitution. That will make that 22. And 5 points to natural armor. So we'll scroll up here, natural armor +5. It takes a -4 penalty to its dexterity. So you're going to drop that to an 8. Let's see. This size change also gives it a -2 size penalty to its AC, which we've already got, and attack rolls, +2 to its combat maneuvers, which we've already got. It gives it a 10-foot reach, -4 penalty on these things. We don't really need to do these. So there we go. Now, that means that for these, we're going to... I need another window. So we're going to duplicate this again. We're going to come back to ability scores. And see what we can do here. So, 32 to 33 is a +11. And 8 is a -1. 22 is a +6. 10 is a +0. 14 is a +2. And charisma is a an 11 is +0. So there we go. That is going to give this thing tremendously high combat maneuvers. Don't screw with the Cyclops. So that's going to give us, with a +2 to wisdom, it will give us a perception of a +2. The initiative is going to be a 4 because of improved initiative, but it's going to be -1, so initiative is only going to be a +3. And the aura, I don't think it has an aura, does it? No, it does not. And so what do it have? Well, this one has a great club. We're not giving ours a club. However, it does have gore because it has a horn. Plus 2 slams. So that's stuff that we can add. We're not there yet, though. Fortitude, Reflex, and Will. What do your saves look like? Fortitude and Will are both high, with Reflex being the lower. So it's going to be a plus 9, plus 5, plus 9. And there we go. Now, damage reduction, do you have one? You do not. There we go. Immunities, you do not have any immunities, so you're not getting any of those. Spell resistances, you don't have any. Don't have any of that. And weaknesses, I guess go for the eye. That does seem to be the weakness of the Cyclops. Go for the eye. Alright. Speed. The speed here is 50 feet. And I'm going to give it to it. Now, as for attacks, it's got gore and it's got slams. And so we're going to go ahead and give it those things. So the first thing up is going to be gore. And that, let's see. JP says it's immune to death perception. You know what? There we go, just for you. Look, we have something in common. I'm immune to death perception too. My weakness is anything traveling at me at any rate of speed. Alright, so, gore. That is going to be starting with a 15. Plus 11 is 26. Minus 2 is going to be 24. And gore, if we come over here to this one... No, I want to go down further, apparently. Here we go. Gore for a huge creature is going to be 2d6, plus strength is going to be plus 11. So that's going to be 2d6 plus 11. And then 2 slams, also plus 24. And each slam is 1d8 plus 11. And that's really all it's got. Now, as for this Cyclops, for range, they give it a rock. I mean... we can give him a rock, right? Sure, we'll give him 1 rock. He'll be summoned with 1 rock. So rock plus, let's see, that's gonna be 15 minus 1 from dexterity minus 2 from size. So that'll just be a plus 12. So it'll be a bit like Odin's javelin. He gets 1. And the rock does 2d6 damage? Really? Let's see, Flash of Brutality. It doesn't actually mention anything about the rock. Does it? Hold on. Rock. Okay, here we go. Let's see. When it does, it doubles the threat range of all weapons, natural attacks, and rock attacks to make start of the next turn. No, that's literally all it says about the rock. It doesn't say where it gets it. It doesn't say how big it is, how much it weighs. It's just rock. Okay, fine, whatever. I'll let you have it. So that's going to be 2d6 plus 11 bludgeoning damage. And it's going to be 120 feet. Alright, and of course, space and reach, because he is huge. He is huge, tall, that is 15 by 15. So 15 feet, and the reach is 15 feet. Now, let me bring this back up where you can actually see it. As for special attacks, we've already kind of got that worked out. So that is going to be Climactic Fear, and it will induce panic. So we come over here and just paste this in. And so just as a reminder, when we look at this, we don't really need this anymore. So we'll come down here to Game Mastering Conditions. And we want Panicked. So a panicked creature must drop anything it holds and flee at top speed from the source of its fear, as well as any other dangers it encounters along a random path. It cannot take any other actions. In addition, the creature takes a -2 penalty on all saving throws, skill checks, ability checks. If cornered, it cowers and does not attack, typically using the total defense action in combat. It can use special abilities, including spells, to flee, and indeed the creature must use such means if they are the only way to escape. So, yeah. When he uses his ability, you drop whatever you're holding, and you just go. However, the real question is, how many rounds is it? And, let's see. I'm going to go ahead and say... I want it to be a little bit random, so I don't want to just say 1 round per summoner level like I normally would. So I'm going to say 1d5 turns. Alright, and I don't know why this is open, but we can just move everything over like that. So there. Climactic Fear, it is a 100-foot cone. I mean, that is truly enormous. 100 feet, that is going to be 20 squares by 20 squares. That is a huge cone. It's going to catch a lot of people in it. As for spells, he didn't have any spells. So there's really nothing to add there. He doesn't really need spells either, because with 210 hit points, the odds of you bringing him down, especially with no weaknesses, the odds of you bringing him down before he can do all of his damage, pretty slim. So you'll summon him in, he'll throw a rock, he'll beat people up, he'll terrify the entire battlefield and disappear. The only thing that I can think to add would be to give him feats. Because he's got feats over here. Now, some of these are interesting, and some of these are useless. For example, Die Hard. The Cyclops summon does not need Die Hard. I mean, once it runs out of hit points, if it runs out of hit points, it's just going to go away. It's over. Some of these, however, could be interesting, like Critical Focus, a +4 circumstance bonus on attack rolls made to confirm critical hits. So, I mean, some of these could be good. Awesome Blow. Let's see. If a creature's maneuver suggests against a corporeal creature smaller than itself, its opponent takes damage, typically slam plus strength bonus, and is knocked flying 10 feet in a direction of the attacking creature's choice, and falls prone. So yeah, I don't see why we can't just give this Cyclops a lot of these. So, Awesome Blow, Cleave, Critical Focus. Well, no. How about this? Why don't we... Because we're only going to get up to this one. Why don't we just pick, like, 2 or 3? So what I think I'm going to do... I'm going to go with the critical stuff. So we're going to take Critical Focus. What about Staggering Critical? Whenever you score a critical hit, your opponent becomes staggered for 1d4 rounds. A successful Fortitude save can reduce it to 1 round. The DC of this Fortitude is equal to 10 plus your base attack bonus. That's a lot. Alright, so we're going to go with Critical Focus. And then Staggering Critical. And that's going to be a DC, well, Fort DC. What? Staggering Critical. Fortitude DC 25. There we go. Everything else we don't really need. So that should be pretty good. So he's got some great criticals. And they should be terrifying. Because if he gets a critical, so if he rolls a 20, okay, because he doesn't have any kind of like special critical stuff up here. I mean, these are just on a 20. He rolls a 20, he then gets, because of Critical Focus, a +4 bonus to confirm. So it goes from just needing another 20, or well, not, I take it back. To confirm a critical, you just have to hit. So he's already got a +24 to his attack. He's confirming the critical. Pretty much guaranteed. Then he gets to roll damage twice, and if you fail his DC 25 Fortitude save, you get staggered. Is it going to happen a lot? Probably not. But if it does, it could be the end of your character. I like it. I think it works. Alright, so there we go. That's a Cyclops. Pretty easy, actually. There's not a whole lot that's really complicating it. The same is not going to be true for the next one, though. So let's go ahead and put him in the archive. So we're going to copy. We're going to come over here. Nope, not this one. Esper Storage. So there's Leviathan, there's Odin, there's Sleipnir. Alright, we come up here. And paste Cyclops in there. There we go. So, that's pretty good stuff. I'll have to figure out a way to format this better. We'll get there later. I always say that. Never actually get around to it, though. Alright. So in that case, we can go ahead and get rid of this. Get rid of this. Natural armor will go away, but we're probably going to need that later on. Those can go away. This can go away. Everything there can go. Everything here can go. Alright, here's where it gets interesting. Next. Bahamut. Now, Bahamut's going to be very interesting because Cyclops, as we pointed out, only exists in one game as a summon. Bahamut, on the other hand, exists in every game as a summon, and in some games as even an enemy. There is a lot to unpack here. So he is called the Dragon King. He is one of the most prominent summons in Final Fantasy series. He has appeared in several installments, as well as his own game, Bahamut Lagoon. I didn't even know that. He's got his own game. Let's see. He also appears as an enemy in Super Mario RPG, The Legend of the Seven Stars, with the name Bahamut, or Bahamut, as in like the dog. In addition to being the namesake for the Sky Fortress Bahamut in Final Fantasy XII, in Final Fantasy VII there are even several species of Bahamut. And a Bahamut-like summon, the Gun Dragon, appears in Final Fantasy Unlimited. Signature attack Mega Flare. It is a breath of energy concentrated into a beam fired at the opposition, which deals non-elemental magic damage that ignores defense and evasion. Mega Flare has variations corresponding to different appearances, including Terra Flare, Giga Flare, and Exa Flare, because Final Fantasy VII did not know when to stop. So finding an appropriate Bahamut to really model this after is kind of hard. We can generally pick any one that we want, but what makes it easier actually is they're all kind of the same. They're all dragons. They all use Mega Flare. They all look very, very similar. And I mean, like, there's the signature one right there. You can't really see him. He's kind of cut off on top. But I mean, there's Bahamut. That's just what he looks like. Final Fantasy VII Remake? Oh, I haven't seen the new one. Hold on, let's bring him down a little bit. Bring him down a little bit. Alright, he's kind of covered up. There we go. So apparently that's what he looks like in the new Final Fantasy VII game. I approve. I think he looks okay. He's kind of more humanoid in this one, but I can dig it. Yeah, I can dig it. Final Fantasy VII First Soldier, Final Fantasy VII Bahamut. Now see, that one was weird. Bahamut Sin. He looks weird. I love Final Fantasy Advent Children, but Bahamut's weird in that one. Let's see, Crisis Core. He looks pretty cool. Again, kind of humanoid. I think he should be more dragon-y, but it works. Let's see, Final Fantasy VIII. That's the first Bahamut I ever had. He looks good. Final Fantasy IX. That's a bad picture of him. Final Fantasy X. Now, I gotta admit, I like Bahamut in Final Fantasy X. Okay? I'm gonna come out there and I'm gonna say it. I like Bahamut in Final Fantasy X. But I'm gonna be real. It took me a really, really long time to like Bahamut in Final Fantasy X. Because he has bird wings. He's a dragon and he has bird wings. And I know it's like, but they're not feathers or anything. It's like, yeah, but they look like feathers, okay? They look like feathers. They may as well be feathers. He has bird wings. Why did they give him bird wings? I do like him. I warmed up to the model over time. Final Fantasy 11. I never played it, so I don't know a whole lot about Final Fantasy 11, but I mean, there you go. That's a good-looking Bahamut. 12, he was a Sky Fortress, not an actual summon. Let's see. Final Fantasy 13, Bahamut is a Transformer. So, yeah, there's that. That's the thing that... I'm going to be honest with you. I love Transformers, always have. And so when Final Fantasy 13 came out, and all the summons were Transformers in various different ways, I was kind of like... It doesn't belong, it's not right, but I kind of enjoy it just for the novelty of it. It's like the only part of Final Fantasy 13 I actually liked. And even then, as much as I like it, if I could just change things in the game, I would have gotten rid of it. I mean, most people don't like the whole transforming Esper or whatever it is thing, and I don't blame them. It was weird. Final Fantasy 13 2, I don't care. Final Fantasy 14 though. Oh lord, he chunky. He a chunky dragon. What did they do to him? Put Bahamut on a diet. Those wings can't carry him. Instead of Mega Flare shooting a giant beam of energy, his Mega Flare is going to be drawing in a giant energy beam. Put Bahamut on a diet already. Bahamut in 15? I don't actually know what I'm looking at here. Is 15 even out? I don't know. But okay, there we go. Yeah, there's lots of different Bahamuts, but like I said, even though they do look different, they all have enough in common that they're basically the same thing. So what we need to do is we just need to make one big, badass dragon. And I think we can do that. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to go back to our bestiary. Now we're already in the C's and D's, so why don't we just look at dragons? And we got lots of dragons here. So we've got Crave Dragons, Chromatic Dragons, Imperial Dragons, Metallic Dragons, Primal Dragons, Dragon Horses, Dragon Turtles, lots of stuff like that. But what we need is a god. We need ourselves a god. Now, being that, can we find him by name? Is there a Bahamut in here? So B-A-G-K. No, I do not see a Bahamut in here. Hold on, let me see if I can search this up. And Blizz says he needs to be either a gold or platinum dragon. I agree. Probably platinum. So, if nothing else, we'll take stats off a platinum dragon and see what we can do with that. But let's just go PFSRD Bahamut. I'm not seeing it. Okay, so I don't think that there is a Bahamut in Pathfinder, and I don't think that there's one anywhere else either. I've got some homebrews for like Dungeons and Dragons 3.5 and 5e. But I'm not seeing anything official. But that's okay. That's okay. Because even if we don't have that, we will just look up a platinum dragon and we'll work on that from there. So, Dragons, we want, let's see, metallics, we've got brass, bronze, copper, gold, silver. Is there such thing as a platinum? Let's see, brine, cloud, crystal, magma, umbral, river, skin crawler. Maybe there isn't? There's a mithril dragon, though. So, light glints off the dragon's mirror glossy scales, shining silver white, its narrow head, and bare slits for its eyes and nostrils, ends in a slender neck. Dragon's sleek look continues into its body, which widens to a slightly less than twice the width of its neck before tapering into a long tail. Okay. Let's see, so relatively small wings press almost flush against the dragon's body, but they spread quickly like a fan to expose paper-thin membranes. This actually doesn't really sound like Bahamut. At least not the Final Fantasy Bahamut. Like, I get it. It sounds like the Bahamut of lore, but not Final Fantasy's Bahamut. I'm almost thinking that perhaps, because in Final Fantasy, Bahamut tends to command all of the elements. Bahamut tends to command fire, lightning, cold, and his actual weapon is non-elemental. I'm wondering if perhaps we should use Tiamat's stats instead. Because I'm almost certain we have a Tiamat. But if we take a Tiamat and then we just make it, you know, lawful good or whatever, then we've basically got ourselves a, Bahamut. Do we have the stats for a Tiamat? TTI... No, we gotta go back a little bit. TIG... No. How do we not have stats for Tiamat? Is it because, Wizard of the Coast says they own it? Alright, what do we got here? Let's pull this over. We'll put it right there. Okay, Tiamat in the Pathfinder wiki. Let's see, according to myths of dragonkind, Tiamat, along with her mate Apsu, is one of the two original beings. Draconic myth, these two are originally only two entities, the embodiment of law and the embodiment of chaos. However, there is nothing here. Okay. I don't see what we want. So what we're going to have to do is we're not going to get stats from them. What we're going to have to do is this. We're going to have to find the biggest, most badass dragon we can, borrow its stats, and then build everything else from the ground up. So we're going to go back to this mithril dragon. Okay? And we are going to find the most badass mithril dragon we can, which is going to be this great worm, I guess. Wait, can I not get that one? No, there's only 2 subpages. So there aren't even stats for the elder one. Well, I mean, I guess this is a CR19. What if I go and get, like, a gold dragon? Alright, gold. Great Worm gets Foresight. Here we go. Alright, this one's a CR23. I like this one better. Alright, we're going to do this. Never mind, we're not doing the Mithril one. We're going to do this one. Alright. So we're starting off here. So Bahamut. Alignment is going to be lawful good. What? No, go away. Lawful, good. Size will be colossal. Now, because it is colossal, and because he is going to be, I'm assuming, colossal long? Yeah. Space reach is going to be 30 feet by 20 feet, right? So colossal long, yeah. So it's going to be 30 feet. However, I changed my mind. He's not going to be colossal long. He's going to be colossal tall. Because the dragons in Pathfinder are quadrupeds. Bahamut is a biped. He can go on all fours. However, in almost every single picture of him, he is shown to be upright. And while he does have digitigrade legs, he's almost always shown standing on them. He's almost always upright, so he's going to be tall, not long. Which means that he will get a 30-foot reach. Alright. Initiative senses will take care of this later. However, because he is colossal, colossal tall, colossal long, doesn't matter. The penalty is the same either way. It is a -8. Oops. -8 +8. And already he's terrifying. He has no armor class. However, we don't even have his stats in, and his combat maneuvers are already just insane. Alright, so next thing we're going to do is we're going to give him some stats. So when we come over here and we look at the gold dragon, the highest stat on him is strength, followed by constitution. No, strength followed by wisdom. No, I was right. Strength, then constitution, then wisdom. Okay. So that will be 16, 14, 14. Next. So that is going to be 27. Next is going to be intelligence, charisma. So we've got a 12. I'm going to put that in intelligence. The reason being, Bahamut is not here to make friends. And then this will go there. Yeah, Bahamut is not here to make friends. Just putting it out there. He does not need to have a high charisma. Now, here's where things are going to get super interesting. Because this only goes up to huge. We need to go 2 steps beyond. So gargantuan and colossal, which means we're going to take the stats for huge and double them. Meaning that strength is going to get a +32. 16 plus 32 is going to be 38, 48. Constitution would get a +8 normally. This is going to be a +16. So that is going to be 14 plus 16. That's going to be 20, 30. And then a +5 bonus to natural armor. We're going to double it. So natural armor is going to be a +10. And just like that, the AC is back up. And it's going to get worse. Oh, it's going to get so much worse. Coming back down here. Actually, now it's going to go... It is actually going to go back down. So, -4 penalty to dexterity. double it. It's going to put the dexterity down to a 2. Okay, size will also give a -2 to its AC and attack rolls. We already got that in there. And we already got this in there. -4 to fly. Skill checks. That's actually kind of important because Bahamut can fly. So we'll have to pay attention to that. But, I mean, that'll kind of be in... If he ends up flying in the battle, which he's only there for 5 turns, he may not fly at all. He may not need to. But there we go. Now, let's assign us some bonuses. So this only goes up to 45. Which means that 44 is 17, 46 is going to be 18, 48 will be 19. Plus 19. Which puts his combat maneuver bonus and defense up insanely high. Dexterity, however, is a 2. That is a -4. Which kicks his armor class back down to an 8. And it makes his touch AC a -2, which is hilarious. And also probably wrong. Let's see, touch AC is without natural armor, and it is without any worn armor. Flat-footed is without your dexterity bonus. Okay, so actually, his flat-footed makes his armor class better. If you catch him by surprise, he actually has better AC. He's literally harder to sneak attack than he is to just straight up attack. That's weird. Okay. Constitution is a 30. That is a +10. This is going to be terrifying. Because with a +10, that puts up to 270 AC, or HP, excuse me. That's crazy. However, then we get into his soft stats. That's just going to be a +1, a +2, and a +none. Alright, so that being done, that means that his perception will just be a +2. And his initiative, because his AC, or his dexterity is so low, is actually 0. He's very slow, even with improved initiative. Which is kind of terrifying. Actually, you know what I forgot? You're supposed to add dexterity to initiative. No, we have been doing that. Have I been doing that for everybody? I think I have. Is there anything else we can add to initiative? Can I give him any other bonuses for initiative? Can I give him anything? Anything at all? I don't know, probably not. Okay, it's fine. Saves. Gold Dragon, your saves are good fortitude, goodwill, bad reflex. So +9, +5, +9. Which gives him a great fortitude save, a pretty good will save. His reflex save is practically non-existent. Now, damage reduction and immunities. He's not going to have any immunities. However, As far as damage reduction goes, this dragon up here has a damage reduction of 20. So, I mean, that is just... That's terrifying. JP says sensory perception bonuses to initiative. As far as I know, you don't get those. Duplicate... Combat... Initiative. Initiative check is a dexterity check. Each character applies his dexterity modifier to the roll, as well as other modifiers from feats, spells, and other effects. Yeah, it's literally just dexterity, unless you have something else. Which I gave all of them improved initiative to help make it better. But when you have a 2 in dexterity, I mean, there's only so much I can do. Alright, so... damage reduction of 20, which is going to make him virtually unharmable. What else we got? He does have a frightful presence. And an aura... Well, this one has an aura of fire. I can give the frightful presence, though. JP says, plus feats. LOL, that's a plus 2. Well, technically, dragons have 4 feats. So, see? You're lowballing it. Okay, frightful presence. For him... Does it normally tell you what the DC is for this? Format is right there. Let's see. Oh, it's a will save 10 plus half of its racial hit dice. So in that case, it would be 10 plus... Summons have 15 hit dice, so that's going to be 7. So 17, plus the charisma modifier. Alright, well let's... Okay, charisma modifier, that is nothing. So we're talking... Frightful presence? And the range is usually 30 feet. The duration is usually 5d6 rounds. However, our gold dragon up here has a frightful presence of 360 feet. I think that's just because it's multiplied by the size. So if it was 30 feet for, say, a medium creature, that's going to be times 2, 3, 4, 5. 30 times 5 is 150. So we're going to say... 150 feet. Will DC of 17. There we go. Okay, immunities. This one is immune to fire, paralysis, and sleep, but that's not really going to be too much for us. We're not going to say that Bahamut is immune to anything. However, spell resistance. This one says spell resistance of 34. But let's think here. Damage reduction of 20. Now, if you were a 5th level summoner, that would be 4 points per level. If we wanted to make the spell resistance better, what if we said 5 points per level? We just said spell resist of 25. We'll make that a little bit higher. And weaknesses, none. So he's just an absolute god. As he should be. Speed. The speed of this dragon is 60 feet, so I'm just going to borrow it. So his speed is 60 feet. Let me bring that up where you can actually see it. As for melee attacks, these dragons have bites, they have claws, they have tails, and they have wings. We can have 3. So we're going to go with... what are we going to do? We'll go with bites, claws, and tails. So we're going to say bite plus 15 plus 19 is going to be 34. But then it's a -8 penalty up here. So 34 minus 8 is going to be 26. That being said, however, a bite from a colossal is 4d6 plus 19. Do not get bit by the dragon. I'm just putting it out there right now. Do not get bit by the dragon. Don't do it. Okay, next. Claws. That's going to be 2d8, and there's 2 of them. So, 2 claws plus 26. That's 2d8 plus 19. And 1 tail slap plus 26. And tail slap is going to be another 4d6. And by the way, since we have 3 natural attacks, I'd be surprised if this doesn't come with it. Alertness, critical focus, extend spell hover, improve critical. There it is, multi-attack. I knew it was going to have multi-attack. We're just going to go ahead and throw this one in there. Multi-attack. So, there we go. Right there. We got it. Now, ranged abilities. We never really see Bahamut have ranged abilities outside of either magic or his signature Mega Flare. So I am inclined to not put it in there. When we look here, we have lots of melee attacks, but nothing ranged here either. So we're not going to give any ranged attacks. What we will do, however, is we will insert the Mega Flare. So the Mega Flare is just regular old damage. It does 10d10 damage. It is a 120-foot long, 15-foot wide cylinder. There is a reflex save for half. Good luck. Now, as for the rest of this, as for spells, he does 100 damage with his Mega Flare. But he's also going to get magic, so we're going to take a look at our Black Mage. Now let's see, Firaga does 3d20 max. So that is 60 damage. Fyra does 4d10 max. And so that is only 40. I think I'm going to give him all these stage 2 magics. So he's going to get Fyra. And he's going to get Blizzara. And he will get Thundara. And we can just get rid of this. And we'll just drag this over like that. These can be broken up. So these will just do 4d10 damage. Well, actually, no, I take it back. You know what? I can change this if I want to. We're going to do 5d10 damage. So they do half as much damage as the Mega Flare. But still, 50 damage, nothing to shake a stick at. Next, however, is anything else. Do we want to give him anything else? He already does the 10d10 Mega Flare, so I'm not giving him just regular Flare. No, I don't think so. So that should be good in terms of magic. So he can spit fire, he can spit ice, he can spit thunder, and then he can just Mega Flare everything in front of him and be gone. That is assuming, of course, that he doesn't just grab somebody and rip them apart. Because the fact of the matter is that with a combat maneuver bonus of 42... 42! Just want to remind people about how this works. Combat modifiers, combat maneuvers. So if you want to do a combat maneuver, here's how it works. You must use the appropriate combat maneuver you're attempting to perform. While many combat maneuvers can be performed as part of an attack action, full attack, or attack of opportunity in place of others, some require specific actions. So when we're talking about something like, say, I don't know, disarming, dragging... Oh, that's right, grappling. As a standard action, you can attempt to grapple a foe, hindering his combat operations. If you do not have the improved grapple, grab, or similar ability, attempting to do so provokes an attack of opportunity. I don't think Bahamut is concerned with your attack of opportunity. Humanoid creatures without 2 free hands attempting to grapple a foe take -4 penalty on the combat maneuver roll. If successful, however, both you and the target gain the grappled condition. If you successfully grapple a creature that is not adjacent to you, move that creature to an adjacent open space. Now here's the important thing. While grappling, you have several options. You can move. You can move both yourself and your target up to half your speed. At the end of your movement, you can place the target in any square adjacent to you. If you attempt to place your foe in a hazardous location, such as in a wall of fire or over a pit, the target receives a free attempt to break your grapple with a +4 bonus. Again, I don't think that Bahamut is concerned. But more importantly, damage. You can inflict damage to your target equal to your unarmed strike, a natural attack, or an attack made with armor spikes or a light or one-handed weapon. This damage can be either lethal or non-lethal. Now it's important that I mention this because in order to do this, in order to grapple somebody, it is, as with every combat maneuver, when you go to do this, you use your combat maneuver bonus. Yeah, perform a combat maneuver. So when you attempt to perform a combat maneuver, you make an attack roll, and you add your combat maneuver bonus in place of your normal attack bonus. Which means that instead of attacking and using the, let's say, like with a bite, the plus 26, instead, you would get to use a plus 42. Okay, so let's see. Most of the time, it provokes an attack of opportunity. Yes, yes, yes. When you attempt to perform a combat maneuver, make an attack roll, add your CMB in place of your normal attack bonus. Any other bonuses you get, yes, yes. The DC of this maneuver is your target's combat maneuver defense. So, let's take a pretty average character here. Combat maneuver defense is going to be 10 plus your base attack bonus. If you are, let's say, a level 10 character, and let's even go so far as say that you are a level 10 character on the physical path. So let's say that you started off with a squire, you've got 2 levels of squire. That gives you a +1 base attack bonus. Then you've got 2 levels of knight. So that is a +1 +2. So you're up to a plus... you were at a +1 before, so now you're at a +4. You then become a monk. 2 levels of this. So that's +5, +7. You then become a geomancer. So you were at +7 before. So that's a +8, +10. And this is only a level 8 character. So then, after a geomancer... let's see. Oh! To become a ninja... you would need thief. Okay, so... we'll go back and take a level of dragoon. So we're at a +10 base attack bonus. Now we're going to take 2 levels. So that's going to be, or put you at a +13 base attack bonus. Okay. Plus your strength modifier. Let's give you the most benefit we can. So you've got an 18 in strength. So that's another +4. So it's 10 plus your base attack bonus. That puts up to 23. Plus your strength modifier. That's a +4. So we're up to 27 now. Plus a dexterity bonus. Let's be super... we're going to be super generous. So you've got another 18 in dexterity. So 27 plus 4 is 31. That means that your combat maneuver defense, the DC for you to evade being grappled, would be a 31. Bahamut has you if it rolls a 2. And then, Bahamut can just lift you up and bite your head off. Don't get near the dragon, is what I'm saying. Stay away from the dragon. Okay? Just ever beware of the dragon. If Bahamut is on the field, this is a good time for you to run. Combat maneuvers are not to be underestimated. Oh, yeah, that'd be bad. Of course, if you do try to run, then there's all the magic as well, but the magic is more survivable. Even the Mega Flare is more survivable. The only difference is Bahamut can only grapple like one person at a time. Mega Flare could hit half of the field. Alright, so is there anything else that we missed? I mean, we got all of these things done. The armor class is terrible, but understandable. Like, it's not going to be hard to hit Bahamut. The only difference is, can you penetrate Bahamut? Like, hitting Bahamut is pretty much a guarantee. The question is penetration. Can you actually get through all of that natural scale armor? And even if you can you even do enough damage to do anything about it? With a damage reduction of 20, when Bahamut's on the field, just run. Just run away. Alright, well I think that's about it. There's no range attacks. Oh, right. Some feats. How about a couple of more feats? What do we got here? There's improved critical for the, improved critical for natural attacks. Iron Will, multi-attack, stunning critical. No, I don't want to do that. What is Wing Over? Once each round, this creature can, or with this feat, can turn up to 180 degrees as a free action without making a fly skill check. This free turn does not consume any additional movement from the creature. Oh, so you can basically just double back. Yeah, why not? Yeah, why not? We can do that. So we're going to give Hover and Wing Over. So that way, Bahamut can just hover in the sky if he wants to. And JP, you were saying Wing Buffet? Let's see. A creature with the size large or larger with its feet hovers within 20 feet of the ground in an area with lots of loose debris. The draft from its upwings create a hemispherical cloud with a radius of 60 feet. The winds generated can snuff out torches, small campfires, exposed lanterns, and other small open flames of non-magical origin. Clear vision within the cloud is limited to 10 feet. Creatures have concealment at 15 to 20 feet. At 25 feet or more, they have total concealment. Now that applies to everybody, not just the enemies. But there you go. There's your Wing Buffet. Alright, I like it. That's cool. I think that Bahamut's looking pretty good. So we're going to take Bahamut, and we're going to save him. So we're going to put Bahamut right there. Excellent. Very good. Now see, Bahamut is terrifying enough as it is, but could you imagine having not just Bahamut on the field, but another summon as well? Like, battles between summoners would be absolutely terrifying. Having one summon on the field is enough to completely change the environment of a battle. Having two summons on the field at the same time is just giants in the playground. Terrifying. I think I missed something. 15-foot cylinder. Yeah, I forgot this. This goes here. But while it is terrifying, I so desperately want to see it. I cannot wait for a summoner versus summoner battle. It is going to be the wildest thing ever. I can already picture, you know, everybody bunching around the summoner to keep the summoner safe, because if the summoner goes down, the summon goes away. So you have one team who's protecting their summoner, one team protecting the other summoner, and in the middle of this battlefield, 2 massive summons who are just tearing up the environment. Because let's not forget here, Bahamut is absolutely impressive. However, who is also very impressive? Odin. And Odin is only large. So you have Odin, who has this masterwork Vorpal Zantetsuken with a plus 20. Which means that there is no way there's no way that Odin cannot hurt Bahamut. The question is, can he kill Bahamut? So with a 1d8 plus 5, is he going to overcome the damage reduction? No. However, with this Zantetsuken, which is a scimitar with an 18 to 20 critical, and where was it? Spirited Charge. I thought we gave him improved critical. Did we not give him improved critical? Mounted combat, right by attack. We did not give him improved critical. Okay, it doesn't matter then. Still, with an 18 to 20 critical chance, and it being Vorpal, if he crits, and if he confirms the crit, which he is guaranteed to do, he can simply behead Bahamut. Just cut the head right off the dragon. I mean, it's insane. So you could have this giant dragon on the field. You could have this knight on his horse. And the dragon is tearing up turf while Odin is charging circles around him, looking for an opportunity, or call out Leviathan. I'm telling you, summoner battles are going to be insane. Alright, but we still have one more to get through, and we're running out of time. So, no more gushing over Bahamut. We're done with Bahamut for now. We're going to take that away. We're going to take these away. Take this away. Those will all go away. These will all go away. And there we go. Oh, one more thing. So the last one, of course, is Zodiark. I think it's with a K. And Zodiark is going to be neutral. We'll look at Zodiark in just a moment. So Zodiark is here. I just realized, why didn't anybody tell me that I hadn't pulled up the Chrome browser yet? It's on my bad side. I couldn't see it. You guys haven't seen anything. Hold on. This has been covered the entire time. JP, why didn't you say anything? I'm holding you personally responsible for this. I'm holding you responsible for not holding me responsible. Okay, hold on a second. Before we go any further, obviously I didn't fix this, so nobody even got to see it. Alright, let's go back to Bahamut. Alright, so here's Bahamut again, since nobody got to see a damn thing. Alright, lawful good, colossal, he's huge, he's got no initiative, no perception, but he does have a nasty, frightful presence. No armor class, but he does have natural armor. He's got 270 HP. And JP, why you? Because you're the only one here. You literally have nobody else to pawn it off on. You're the only one in the chat. Alright, so Bahamut has 270 HP that you will never touch, Because of the 20 damage resistance, the 25 spell resistance, you're not touching him. Speed of 60 feet. I never did fill out a fly speed. It's alright, though. He's not going to be flying that far, I don't think. Bite, nasty. Claws, equally nasty. I mean, just don't get hit by anything he's got. He doesn't have any range attacks. Space reach 30. There's all of his other attacks. So 100 damage from the Mega Flare, 50 damage from the Fire, Blizzard, Thunder. And JP says, but it's my stream? Yes, it is my stream. That's why I said I'm holding you responsible for not holding me responsible for not doing the job on my stream. See? This goes both ways. Of course I have the blame, it's my stream. But you have the blame because you're in the audience watching it. See, I can delegate. Alright, and there's all the stats. Plus 19 to strength, plus 10 to constitution. There's the hover. So you wanted the wing buffet. There you go, you got your wing buffet. Alright, so that's Bahamut. We're good there. We're moving on from Bahamut now. Alright, now we can take a look at this. So, Zodiark. Now don't ask me exactly what Zodiark is. I'm not entirely certain what Zodiark is supposed to be. It just says, strongest of the scions created by the gods, they feared his growth and so kept him a child. So indomitable is his strength that all things by him are twisted and pressed into oblivion. He alone fashions the laws governing all things and administers punishment in place of the gods. So is he the keeper of precepts, and his authority is absolute. That really doesn't tell you anything, though. Let's see, the Esper from the world of Evilise. The Esper of Darkness represents the zodiac sign of Ophiuchus? I don't know, the serpent holder. Zodiark is indeed a serpent, in a form that Ophiuchus most commonly associated with a snake. Alright, there we go, he's a snake. Let's see, from his power of dark, his color sign is black. Zodiark is also referred to as the Ashlesha Ascendant, which is the Sanskrit name of its zodiac sign used in the Yotish, Hindu astrology. Okay. So it's snake. I'm good with that. Let's see, Final Fantasy Tactics. So in Tactics, this is what it looks like. You can't tell anything from that. And honestly, if it's supposed to be a snake, looking at this thing head on, I'm assuming we're looking at the front of the snake, and the body goes back behind the head, and that's the tail behind it. So, sure, I guess. Alright, so we're going to make a giant snake then. Alright, so size here is going to have to also be colossal. Which means we can go ahead and put this back in. So there's a -8 and there's a +8. Which means that I could probably have just borrowed a lot of the stats from Bahamut. Do we have any kind of like giant snake thing in here? Like I kind of want to go and see if I can get stats for like Jormungandr. JP says a feathered serpent. Well, that actually sounds more like Quetzalcoatl. Quetzalcoatl? I never know how to properly pronounce that. Let's see. Bestiary. Actually, hold on. Aquatic, coastline, desert, forest, hills, jungles. Is there like a sky? Let's see. Extraplanar? No. By type? Not really. Animals, constructs, magical beasts. I mean, there's like a ton of magical beasts. That's not helping too much. Yeah, there's really nothing that says sky. And even if we look at extraplanar, like I said, there's a lot of them. Demons, demons. What about here? The ethereal plane, heaven or any lawful good plane, hell or any lawful evil plane, nirvana or any neutral good plane, negative energy, positive energy, elemental plane of air. All right, let's start with this. So we've got Kirins, we've got Mephits, Genies, Elementals. The Aerial Hawk is a bird. Aerial Servants are just, you know, lesser elementals. I don't see anything that really looks like what we want. I don't know what this is, though. What is this? Miasmal form, royals as barbed tentacles emerge from a central mass. Nope, that's not it. What is this? The short genie-like creature floats in midair. Nope, not that either. Okay, yeah, I'm not seeing anything in there. So, we're gonna have to get kind of creative with this one. Yeah, we're not getting anything from this. JP says Djinn. Djinn are genies. So they are almost exclusively humanoid in nature. Like, we're not even talking the 1001 Arabian Nights kind of genie. We're not talking the Aladdin genie where they don't even have, like, legs. They just come out of a lamp. No, genies are just, like, magical people. And they tend to be elementally aligned in some way. So they're not even close to what we want. Yes, that's not going to work. So instead, what we is going to do is I think I'm going to look up a regular, like, sea serpent. I'm going to see what the stats look like there. So, serpent folk, sepia, seals, sea spider, sea sphere. Wait, here we go. Sea serpents. Let's see. Unlike dragons, sea serpents are not distinguished by color or age. Yeah, because we already used this for, we already used this for Leviathan. What about the shipbreaker? So here we go. Here's a colossal one. So the sea serpent shipbreaker. It is considered a colossal dragon. And JP says, Naga! Nagas are not what you're thinking. And I'm gonna go pull one up just because Nagas in Pathfinder are weird. Like, Nagas in Dungeons and Dragons and Pathfinder together are not what you're thinking. Because you're probably thinking Naga. They're like snake people. They have the bottom half of a snake, but the top half of like a lizard folk person. They're covered in scales. They've got kind of humanistic faces, but they've got like slitted pupils, and they might have fangs, but they also have like big muscly arms and everything, and that's what you're thinking of when you think of like a Naga. But as it turns out, that's not really a Naga. That would be more of something called a Yonti. And if we come back over here and we look down here, I don't know if that's exclusive to them. I think that might be exclusive to Wizards of the Coast, the Yonti. Yeah. I don't know what they would be called in Pathfinder, because I know they exist in here, I just don't remember the name. But Nagas. So Nagas, I just want like a regular Naga. Water Naga, here we go. So, slender spines and brightly colored frills stretch back from the human-like face of this massive water snake. Every motion of the serpent's long form sets its brightly patterned scale and glistening fins flashing like gems in the surf. So, here's the thing about Nagas in Dungeons & Dragons and Pathfinders. Picture like a snake, like an anaconda. Because these things measure about 10 feet long and 250 pounds. So picture like an anaconda. But take the snake head off and put a human head on it. And that's a Naga, according to these guys. They are incredibly disturbing to look at. Because I don't think I have any pictures. Actually, hold on. Let me see if I can pull up a picture. Dungeons and Dragons Naga. So, images. Here we go. No, wait, that's not it. Let's put this right here. So here we go. Here's Nagas. Now, they got this one with arms. I don't know why. But in general, most of your Nagas look kind of like this. Or they look something like this. I mean, this is literally a 5e Naga Guardian. Nagas are weird. JP says, I was thinking the multi-headed dragon Naga thing. You mean like more like a Hydra? Because again, that's something different entirely. But yeah, these are Nagas, and I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't really use Nagas. I find that Nagas are a little bit too disturbing to use. Let's see. Okay, and yeah, Yuan-Ti are owned exclusively by Wizards of the Coast, just like Beholders, Mind Flayers, and Umber Hulks. However, they do exist, I know, I've seen them, I just don't remember what they're called. But yeah, we're not doing that. So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna go with the Shipbreaker, Sea Serpent. And JP says, "Damn those Wizards of the Coast copyrights." I agree. Mostly because, like, I don't entirely understand them sometimes. There are some things where I can kind of understand having a copyright. And then some things that I can't. Like, I don't know how they managed to copyright the Beholder. This idea of, hey, I've got a floating bad thing with a single eye. They own the idea of a floating monster with a single eye. You cannot make a floating monster with a single eye in anything else. Because they'll come after you for it. That's why Pathfinder doesn't have them. They have something called an eye tyrant, and even then, they have gone to every single extent they can to make it different from a beholder, while still trying to maintain the whole floating thing with a single eye deal. I mean, they gave it spikes, and they changed its color, and they made a different size, and just everything to say, look, it's absolutely not a beholder, even though it's totally beholder, and we should be able to just have a one-eyed floating monster. It reminds me a little bit of like when Apple sued, I think it was Samsung, for copying the design of the iPhone. Why? Because just like my phone right here, which I have a Galaxy Note, it has rounded corners. And they said the rounded corners are a trademark of the iPhone. And the court threw it out, saying you absolutely cannot copyright rounded corners. Otherwise, who are you going to go after next? Cabinet makers? Countertop manufacturers? Anybody who's ever made a table? And just say, oh, it's got rounded corners. Belongs to us now. There is such a thing as too broad, and I do think that the idea of them going after things like beholders is too broad. Now, mind flayers, or otherwise known as the Illithid, I think there's a bit more of a thing there. Umber Hulks, I can get it. Yuan-Ti, the idea of a half-person, half-snake, I think is overly broad. You don't own you don't own this idea. It'd be like saying that with Wizards of the Coast trying to copyright Centaur. Look, it's a centaur. It's half a person, half a horse. Okay, we own that now. It's like, no, you don't. The idea of a person being half an animal and half a person, yeah, it's been around for a long time. You can't just own that. But, I mean, they win some, they lose some. And every time they win some, we lose some. Fortunately, now they're losing everything because Wizards of the Coast is crashing and I am here for it. Couldn't happen to nicer people. Anyway, though, let's get back to this. I could rant forever on that. So, initiative, we don't need any of that. We're going to work on stats first. Okay. So, we are going to look at this and just say it is going to be strength, constitution, charisma. Interesting. So that's going to be 16, 14, 14. After that, wisdom, dexterity, intelligence. And intelligence. And because we are making it colossal, we are going to have to increase these. So, just like we did last time, with Bahamut. Bahamut's strength was 48. So I'm literally just going to copy this. Dexterity is going to go down by 8. So 11 minus 8 is 3. And since I remember this from last time, that is a negative 4. Alright, 14 is only a plus 2. Oh wait, hold on. Not filling that in yet. I first need to add 16. I can literally copy that also from Bahamut. There we go. And intelligence doesn't change, so that's just going to be a plus 0. Wisdom is a plus 1. Charisma is a plus 2. So there we go. Natural armor is going to be a plus 10. And so that makes the armor look very much like Bahamut's. So does the HP. Now, looking at saves. Good fortitude, goodwill, reflex still gets the short end of the stick. So plus 9, plus 5, plus 9. There we go. So that means the initiative is going to be a plus 0. Senses, since it's only a plus 1. Perception, plus 1. And the aura... This thing does not actually have an aura. It does have dragon traits, though. Does that come with the Frightful Presence? D12 hit dice, base attack bonus, fortitude, reflex, will saves. Has those. Dark vision, low light vision, immunity to sleep and paralysis. Proficient with natural weapons. Let's see. No, they don't have a natural Frightful Presence, which means that neither does this one. So there is no aura. As for damage reduction, I don't see the need for it to have a damage reduction. We've already kind of got that in Bahamut. And I don't want it to just be a carbon copy of Bahamut. Damage reduction, I don't see any over here. So, I mean, that actually kind of tracks. So, no damage reduction. Immune to paralyze. And sleep. Spell resistance, NA. Weaknesses, NA. And okay. Now, because it is a serpent and because it is not in the water, it is going to have a fly speed only of 10. Well, we're going to copy this, except we're going to swap out the swim for fly. So the speed is going to be 10 feet and fly 40 feet with good maneuverability. Now, as for melee attacks, and by the way, we're also going to have to make sure that this thing has hover. Just natural hover. And wing over. Not sure if it actually needs it or not. Actually, you know what? I take it back. We're going to give it perfect maneuverability. And that way, we don't actually need these. So, melee, it's going to have a bite attack. It'll have a bite and a tail slap. So, bite plus, that's going to be 15 plus 19. It's going to be the same as Bahamut's. So I believe that's a plus 26. In fact, I think that I can just copy Bahamut. So copy, paste. And same for the tail slap. Copy and paste. Oh wait, no, not that one. Paste right there. Now, that's all it's got, because it doesn't have any arms, doesn't have any legs, doesn't have any claws, doesn't have any wings, doesn't have anything else. Ranged attack. The sea serpent does not have any, which makes sense. Space is going to be 30 feet. However, because this one actually is long, the reach will only be 20 feet. But now that brings us to the special attack. Here's where things get awesome. Special attack, of course, is Darkening Cloud. It does extreme damage of 16d10. And we have our choice of either a 120-foot line, a 40-foot cone, or a 20-foot burst. Our choice of devastation. So we're going to copy that, paste it over. This is a potential maximum of 160 damage. Should be lethal to just about anything, including other summons. And as for spells, since we have a damage cap here of 160, I'm going to go ahead and say... What do we got here in Esper... Not Esper Storage. Class references. Where's my Black Mage? Actually, no. We're not going to go with the Black Mage in this one. Because we're not going I'm not going to give it any direct attack damage like that. I want it to have 2... I want to have 2 status moves. 2 positive, 2 negative. Or even better yet, what if it had 1 cure, 1 harm, 1 positive status, 1 negative status? JP says a special, air quotes, attack reducing their intelligence to 1. Comes with a free helmet. Okay, I know what I'm going to do. I'm not going to borrow from any of those. I'm going to say this. I'm going to say heal, harm, and this is going to be... And this is going to be subject to adjustment later, but I'm going to say 8d10, 8d10. Then we need a couple of status moves. Oh. I know what we can do. And JP says heal or heal. The answer to that is yes. Because if Zodiark tells you to sit, you sit. Okay. So I'm going to say wall and dispel. Now wall is something that we have over here. Let me just... Yeah, here we go. Actually, no, this is not what I did. Who got wall last time? I think it was Titan. Where is Titan? Sylph, Carbuncle, Titan. Titan had wall, right? No, it wasn't Titan that had wall. It was Golem that had wall. Yeah, Earthen Wall. And that gave temporary HP. Also, oh, that's right, because we did that differently with him. Right. It was that. And then Protect Job, plus 4 AC, plus 4 Fortitude, damage reduction of 2 per summoner level. Okay. So what we're going to do here is I think we're just going to grab wall. Yeah, I think we're just going to grab wall as per the white mage. So copy and paste. Actually, I didn't need that first part. There we go. Actually, I don't even need this. Hold on. Copy, paste. Yes! Because there's no mana involved here. And then dispel is just dispel. I forget who exactly got dispelled, but I mean, it's dispel. We know what it does. So, he can heal his allies, he can harm his enemies, he can protect his allies, he can strip the protection from his enemies. And then he can deal out devastation. however he wants. Also, one other thing. Darkness as per spell. Because it is a dark spirit. And so when we look at darkness... let's see, we can come over here. We're not using this one currently. Wizard. Come down here to spells. Spell list. Dancing darkness. There we go, darkness. So darkness is a 20-foot radius, it said? Yeah, 20-foot radius. So we're talking about 4 squares in all 4 directions. Causes illumination level in the area to drop by 1 step, from bright light to normal light, from normal to dim, from dim to darkness. Has no effect in an area that's already dark. Creatures with light vulnerability or sensitivity take no penalties in normal light. All creatures gain concealment in dim light, or total concealment in complete darkness. And so, we'll just be able, or Zodiark will just be able to cast darkness. Now, is that terribly useful? I don't know. But it's there. It's available. It's an option. Options are good. And I think it looks pretty good. Alright, so what do we want for this? We cannot get multi-attack because we don't have enough abilities. Let's see. The Sea Serpent gets improved initiative. Already got that. Improved natural armor, improved attack. Don't really need those. Don't need swim by attack. Could we get fly by attack, though? Maybe? No. Doesn't really seem right, because Zodiark does not seem like the physically attacking kind. Zodiark seems like the just kind of stand there and deal out the damage and judgment kind. However, we'll give Blind Fight, because that seems like it could be important. So, Blind Fight. I think that's pretty good. Yep, I think that's pretty good. So we will leave it with Improved Initiative and Blind Fight. The Improved Initiative just means that the initiative doesn't go negative. But otherwise, yeah, terrifying. I mean, not as hard to hurt as Bahamut is, because Bahamut is basically untouchable. But the fact is that when Zodiark is on the field, it is the judge. Being able to just either heal for up to 80 points of damage anybody on his team, harm anybody that's not on his team. Zodiark doesn't even have to move. Zodiark just sits there and determines who lives and who dies. So I'm going to call that one good. And since it is already 2 hours, I'm going to go ahead and try to wrap things up here. So we're going to move Zodiark over into storage. Let's see, that space is filled, so we're going to come over here to this one. And there we go. Not bad. Not bad at all. Either way, I would not want to be out there when Zodiark shows up. Especially being colossal, like... A colossal creature is 30 foot by 30 foot. That is 6 squares in each direction. Your character takes up 1 square. And with a 20-foot range, that means if you are anywhere within 4 squares of this summon, you are in the danger zone. Like, the best you can do is hide behind a tree or a wall and hope to get out of the way. And I mean, with this darkening cloud doing upwards of 160 damage, when it comes to doing damage to objects, you generally reduce the damage done by, I think, 10. And that means that... Let's see. I think that I might want... Do I want combat? Let's see. Environment. No, I don't want that. Traps, hazards, special terrains. No. Combat. Where is object hardness and stuff like that? There we go. Damaging objects. Get in there. Alright, so... Damaging objects I want here. Substance, hit points. And then some examples. So, when damaging objects... let's see. Add 10 HP. No. Here we go. Smashing an object. Armor class. Hardness. Here we go. Energy attacks. So energy attacks deal half damage to most objects. Divide the damage by 2 before applying the object's hardness. So when we're talking about damaging objects with, like, its special weapon, because it is energy damage... 16d10 is a cap of 160 damage. Divide that by 2, which means we're talking about a cap of 80 damage done to an object. Then, we have to take into consideration hardness. So if we look at, like, a simple wooden door has a hardness of 5. Basically, that's a damage reduction. So the first 5 points completely don't matter. That means that if you were to max out the damage, take off 5 points, it's still doing 75 points of damage to this simple wooden door. The door is gone. The same thing is true with the chest, the good wooden door, the treasure chest, strong wooden door. Like, the only thing that it's not going through is a stone wall. If you're hiding behind anything else other than solid stone... it ain't saving you. And that's true for almost all of the summons. Like, don't take cover unless it's at least a foot thick. I'm just saying, don't do it. I guess it's terrifying, but I'm looking forward to it. It should be fun. For me. It's not going to be fun for you. It's fun for me, though, as the DM. I'm going to be entertained. You're not going to sleep that night. Okay, though. That is it. We did it. We did all of them. Look at this. Moogle, Shiva, Ifrit, Rama, Titan, Carbuncle, Sylph, Fairy, Golem, Lich, Salamander, Leviathan, Odin and his horse, Cyclops, Bahamut, and Zodiark. And that is assuming, of course, that we don't come up with any more. Like, there's a poll up on the channel right now. If you want to add more summons here, like if we get 3 more summons, we'll have another episode just like this where we make more summons. I can do this all day. I enjoy doing this. So we'll see what turns up next week. I don't know what's going to happen yet. But I'm kind of hoping for some new ones. We'll see what turns up. If we don't get them, however, then... Oh, what do we do if we don't come up with them? So if we don't come up with new summons... There we go. Then we come back to jobs. And let's see, open a new tab. There we go. So we have been working on the summoner this entire time. We've already got the orator done. We got the I think we got the mathematician done, didn't we? I think we did. We got the dragoon, we got the geomancer. So if we get more summons, we will do more summons. If we don't get more summons, I do believe we're moving on to the bard and the dancer. And even though this says male only and female only, we're not going to have that kind of distinction. Because they do have different movesets, we'll be able to have male and female bards and dancers. So we'll do summons, or we'll do bard and dancer, and then we're pretty much on to the last ones. Then the Dark Knight and the mime. So we're reaching the end. We're getting closer. We're finally reaching the end of the Final Fantasy module. At least as far as I know. This takes care of the jobs at least. But there is still so much more we could add. We'll figure it out later on. Anyway, though, this is time to take a break. My voice needs a rest because my throat hurts. So, if you're enjoying this and you want to see more of it, especially if you want to, contribute to it and add more summons and stuff into it, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell icon, that way you get notified every time the video comes out. If you know somebody else who's also into either tabletop games or Final Fantasy specifically, then share this stream with them. They'll probably enjoy it. And you know what? If they enjoy it, they'll like you more. So if they like me, they'll like you. It's a win-win. Otherwise, though, if you do like me, leave a like on the video, leave a comment down below, or leave a comment in the chat, or join the Discord server. Either way you want to do it. I'll see you around that way. I almost sneezed. That would have been a bad way to go out. Sneezing into the microphone? Yeah, no, don't do that. Alright, so, like I said, leave a like, leave a comment, and I will see you next week for the tabletop stream. And till then, take care.